the structure of that call, the structure of that initial call. It's so imperative. It's so imperative to have that like initial call set up the right way, because that's going to increase your conversions on the front end. Main reason is if you don't get past that first 7 seconds and you don't get into the second part, which is finding out, letting them know who you are and what the hell that you can do for them, they're lost. It doesn't. So that's a lead. That's a call that you're making that's not going anywhere. Okay. So it's again. Let's do it. Hey. My name is Damon. I'm calling for Art. Is he available?
Yeah, this is Art.
Oh, great. Hey, Art. The reason for my call is I'm looking for the owner of the property at 123 Main Street. That's you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Thanks so much, Art. The only reason I'm calling is I'm looking to purchase a home in that area. And I was wondering, that home on 123 Main Street, it wouldn't be coming available for sale anytime soon, would it?
Okay, well, I'll be this guy. He's like, well, there's a lot of litigation going on right now. There's an appeal. It's in a stay on appeal right now.
Okay. All right, great. Off the role play. Perfect. Now, once we get past those 1, 2, then what are we looking for? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an M.
Motivation.
Right. So then what we're going to do in the third step. So the first step, again, we're gonna identify ourselves in the first 7 seconds, right? We're gonna say who the hell we are and why they should even listen in part 2. And then third is to ask a few questions. Ask the right questions, and that's the search for motivation. Okay. So then in our search, go ahead.
Yeah. So with this last guy, for example, I think I did okay. I mean, he knew why I was calling. He knew I was calling about the house.
Great.
And then I started asking him about the house, and then he was like, it's all public record. If you're interested in buying the house, it's on a public record. The judgment's for $55,000. So if you want to offer over that, buy it. Kind of a thing. But he was like, didn't want to talk. He, what I mean? He was like kind of a frustrated guy and maybe I wasn't warm and fuzzy enough. I don't know.
Okay. You don't strike me as the non-warm and fuzzy type. You're fuzzy enough, I think. But
yeah.
But, okay. So let's refocus here. Let's get it back to the third step. So now we're at the point where we have this guy on the phone. We're talking to him. Now we're getting into the motivation. And so how did that call go? Can you think back to how you made that connection? Like how are you questioning to get to the motivation is a better asked question.
Okay, well, when he said it's in, I didn't even get a chance to ask him about the house. See, the way the thing is, the way the script kind of is set up, so you ask him about the house a little bit, and you say it sounds like a nice place. Why would you really want to sell it?
Yeah.
So I couldn't even ask him about the house. He went straight to this. He went straight to the, it's in a lot of litigation going on. So I figured, well, there's motivation there, right? Because it's in litigation. It's on the pre-foreclosure list. So I know there's financial problems. So I know there's going to be a motivation if there's lawyers involved and the guy doesn't want his house anymore.
Sure.
So I figured, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's there, kind of, right? It's got to be there. Right.
Yeah.
Because he's given up on it. He's frustrated. He doesn't want to talk about it, but it's some litigation, probably foreclosure litigation's going on. It's been, there's an appeal or something on it.
Sure. So where we are in this process is he says to you, hey, it's in litigation. I'm not really, I'm not going to get into all this. If you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. Pretty much.
Yeah, right? At that point, I should have started asking him about the house, like specifics. No?
Okay. We're gonna switch gears.
Okay.
Now, and this is great. No, this is good. Okay. So now we have a seller doesn't really come across very motivated in that initial call, and now you're deciding, this guy doesn't sound like he wants to do anything. So we asked him the question. We said, you know what, Mr. Seller, what about the house? Well, the house is what it is. I could give two shits. if you're interested, go ahead and look it up and then get back to me.
Yeah.
To what I would respond to the person that wants to, take charge of the call would respond, say, okay, I got it, Mr. Seller. You know what? Based on what you're telling me and not really being open to giving me anything other than it's for sale and to go look it up. I mean, let's just be honest with each other if we could, if that's all right. Doesn't sound like you really care much about this house, and you can care less what happens to it. Is that right?
And yes, right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Okay. So, instead of wasting your time and mine, would it just be would it be okay if we just said, hey, the call's over and I'll just kind of move on and look for something else to buy? Because I'm looking to buy cash, and this property sounds like would be way too much trouble, and you're not really that motivated to get things figured out. So is it okay for me to just move on at this point?
I think he would have said yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, fair enough. Off the role play. So now what it sounds like is you're kind of beating yourself up on things you could have done different, but at the end of the day, the guy's just not motivated.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Well, okay. He's not motivated, but then I'm thinking, and tell me if my thinking is wrong, I'm still thinking that there's a house out there that's the bank or somebody is stuck with that still I might be able to purchase for a relatively low amount. But,
right. Okay.
But
You're absolutely right.
I don't know how to reach. I don't know how to reach for it now.
Sure. Okay. So that's part of the learning curve, right? In real estate, we have. So you understand this because you've been in the business, but I'll just kind of illustrate it. There's two parts to ownership, right? Actually, there's only one part to ownership. There's the person that has the property as an owner. That's who we're going after. And then what we have on the other side is somebody has an ownership interest and some kind of debt attached to that property that they're using the real estate as collateral, right? This person's using the real estate as collateral to get this loan, okay? So what you really have to do in any situation is deal with this motivated seller or unmotivated to determine if they want to do something within their power to get rid of this house. If these people, they don't ever come into play unless we have to ask them for them to take less money. That's a short sale. If we're doing foreclosure, they have no say over anything. Okay, these are the guys that make the decision. So if this hand represents the person that is making the decision, and they're closed and they could give two shits about what's going on, guess what?
Then there's nothing for us to go after.
There's nothing for us to go after, my friend.
And
and what you're experiencing is not unique. It's what I call, what I called when I was on the phone, like calling really bad leads that weren't even close to being motivated. I would just get so excited. I would think, how can I turn these, this chicken into chicken salad? There's no way to do it. It's because they're not motivated. So
I see. So I missed that. I didn't understand that part. So yeah, because in my mind, I'm thinking there's still a house out there that could be picked up for low amounts, and I'm screwing up on not figuring out how to get to it. Whereas he's an important part of that. If I can't get to him, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, because he has control over the house, right? He's still the owner. Until something were to change and the bank were to become the owner, then yeah, maybe. But in this real estate, once it gets to the bank's hands, the way present market is, once it gets to the bank's hand, it becomes REO, real estate owned by a lender.
Yeah,
they're asking top dollar for those houses beyond what any investor would pay for. So we don't want to look at those houses.
Okay, right.
We want to get them now with these guys because we could talk to them and massage out a deal. But for the moment, you have someone there that's not really motivated. So it's okay. And I'm gonna grant you. Hold on. Let me knight you. I'm gonna knight you the ability. Okay. You've just been knighted, Sir Hart. Okay. And you know what you can do? You can fire people, or in medieval times they didn't fire people; they actually took them out and killed them. So you can go fire people, okay? Figuratively, go kill somebody and tell them, you know what? You're not for me.
Right.
You're not. This is not because at the end of the day, you're the buyer, and if they don't want to cooperate with you now, hey, kill them and move on to somebody else.
Right.